There's a lot of bad breakup advice out there, like a ridiculous amount. Stick around to learn which ones you should avoid. Hello and welcome. My name is Heather. I'm a registered professional counselor and a certified life coach. I've had my private practice for about 9 years, and I help people get through difficult breakups that are keeping them stuck from living their fullest lives. Today, I'm going to share with you some breakup advice that's been circulating in the internet sphere that is not helpful and should be avoided. The advice that I'm going to talk about today is pretty common, but I don't think people realize the potential harm it can cause. And hopefully, this video can help shed some light around this topic. Let's dive in. The first advice to avoid is just get over it. This is one of the worst things you can ever say to anyone, getting over a relationship. Not only a relationship with a partner, but also if that person is experiencing a loss or are grieving for any reason. Whether it's a loss of a coworker they were close with or the loss of a beloved pet. It's never okay to tell someone to just get over it because you have no idea what they're feeling or going through, and it's a different experience for everyone to process. It also creates shame or guilt in the person, and it makes them feel that there's something wrong with them for still having to process and experience that loss. I see this a lot with my clients who feel that there's something wrong with them because they're still not over their ex, and it's been over a period of time, and they feel bad for bringing it up to their friends and family, and so they just shove all their feelings down and pretend that they're over it to meet the expectations of others. And this is really harmful for their grieving process because chances are they're experiencing complicated grief. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. We need to start normalizing the fact that there is no time limit to get over someone or to experience grief. The second worst breakup advice you should avoid is the only way to get over someone is to get under someone else. A study found that men were more likely to enter a rebound relationship in the event of a breakup. This is because men have lower levels of social support and more emotional attachment to an ex-partner. Rebound relationships in this study are defined as romantic relationships subsequent to the breakup of a serious relationship for the purpose of alleviating distress associated with the breakup. These relationships are initiated within a short period of time after the relationship has ended. These relationships are also relatively superficial in nature. In conclusion, what they found in this study is that men were more likely to engage in rebound relationship as a way to distract themselves from the emotional distress that they feel being separated from their partner. This study also found that women are more likely to confide in others and men are more likely to be independent and refrain from expressing their emotions, which is created from the socialization to which both sexes are subjected to. This scenario once again leaves men to be lost about how to cope with their feelings of being upset and their negative emotions. Men will try to avoid the negative thoughts and emotions that are correlated with the ending of that relationship by focusing their attention elsewhere, which suggests the possibility that men can also easily distract themselves by the means of another relationship. In terms of attachment styles, focusing on someone new helps anxiously attached individuals let go of ex-partners. The third advice to avoid is stay busy or you need to distract yourself. Again, this can help to a certain extent, but it's more important to focus on how you're staying busy. There's also a time where you need to grieve or feel the emotions. This is a large part of the healing process. There's a balance between staying busy and spending time doing things you love or starting new projects or hobbies, but also processing the end of the relationship. Endings matter, and by ignoring and distracting yourself from grieving or reflecting, you miss out on all the learning opportunities from your past relationships. If you don't go through the recovery correctly, you can end up with complicated grief. Complicated grief means that you don't ever quite recover. The wounds don't quite heal, and then there are all kinds of vulnerabilities that are there in terms of your mood, in terms of how you respond to certain things, and how you behave in future relationships. Think of this as the emotional baggage that you bring with you into the future. The fourth advice to avoid is maybe it'll work out, or you should win your ex back. Some breakup coaches provide a false sense of hope, and they keep people stuck in the past with these promises that they can get your ex back together with you. They work off of people's pain and vulnerabilities in order for you to buy their products or services. You have to be really careful about where and who you're getting information from or the advice that they're giving you. What a lot of people don't realize is that coaches are unregulated. What that means is that anyone can call themselves a coach despite whether or not they have proper education, training, supervision, experience, etc. Someone can call themselves a coach if they have zero training, zero education, and little to no relevant experience. This idea that there's a possibility of getting back together with your ex creates false hope and expectations that keep people stuck on their ex. It can also cause more emotional distress if the ex doesn't want to get back together with you. No one can guarantee that your ex would want to get back together with you. And if someone is saying that they can do it or that their services can guarantee it, then they're just trying to sell you something. Now, I'm not saying that getting back together with your ex is not a possibility. I am saying that it requires the work and communication between the both of you in order to see if it's possible to work things out. Not just one to try to manipulate the other person to get back together with them. Now, if you're wondering if you should get back together with your ex, check out my other video. I do talk about this a lot more in detail to see if this is a good decision for you. The best thing for you to do is accept what happened and that the relationship is over, and for you to focus on the future and know that you can find someone else. The fifth worst breakup advice to avoid is that there is a breakup timeline or formula, which is a formula to help you predict how long it will take you to get over someone. There's one that I remember hearing that it takes half the amount of time of your relationship to get over someone. So for example, if you dated someone for 2 years, it should take you a year to get over them. When it comes to matters of the heart, it can't be calculated over simple equations. Sure, it may help you give you a bit of a ballpark about what to expect, but then it also creates that harmful expectation of what is the norm. The other thing that is misleading about this advice is that it's completely not true at all. I've seen clients who've got over their 5-year relationship in no time, and other clients who took years to get over someone they didn't even date. So this formula doesn't apply to most people, and it just creates potentially harmful expectations and unnecessary shame, because so much goes into how long it takes to get over someone. So the personality, their past experiences, any emotional baggage that they haven't dealt with or relational traumas, and their attachment styles. In my other video about attachment styles, we learned from studies that people who are highly anxiously attached have a harder time getting over someone, whereas someone is more dismissing or avoidant. They tend to get over someone a lot quicker, but at the expense of personal growth. What you do in this time is more important than how long it'll take for you to get over someone, and fixating on this idea that after a certain amount of weeks, months, or years, you'll feel better, right? So focus on what you can do in this time. So focus on yourself, what you can learn from your past relationships, what worked, what didn't work, thinking about what is important to you in your next relationship, spending time with family and friends, or just doing things you love. These things are more important during your time after the breakup. You want to spend this time properly recovering from your breakup. And this is also a good opportunity for you to strengthen that relationship you have with yourself, because the relationship you have with yourself is the one that you'll be in for the rest of your life. Question of the day. What is the worst breakup advice that you have ever received? Maybe it was already mentioned in the video, or it's something completely different. Comment below. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I put new videos out every week, and hit the bell button to get notifications. Until next time, be kind and love yourself.